There's an old story about a group of single men in a Bible study. And after listening to this gospel of the day, they got into a debate over which sister, Mary or Martha, would make a better wife. One insisted on Martha. The way to a man's heart is through his stomach, and she sure knew how to cook. Another voted for Mary, she said, and he said she was very thoughtful, quiet, and loving. I would be happy with a man like that, he said. Finally, another guy entered the debate. He said, I would like Martha before dinner and Mary after Mary and her quiet after dinner. It's funny, but it reveals something about us. We don't want to choose between action and reflection, work and prayer, duty and delight. We want both. We want on our terms when convenient. But Jesus isn't simply making us pick one sister over the other. He's inviting us into a whole new way of seeing what matters most. Let me bring you to a different story, this one from history. In the 16th century, Michelangelo was carving his famous statue of David. And he once said, every block of stone has a statue inside it. And it is the task of the sculptor to discover it. Now, here is the thing. Michelangelo spent more time just staring at a piece of marble than actually striking it with his chisel. Days would pass with him just walking around, looking at the marble from every angle, thinking and waiting. And onlookers thought he was just wasting time. But Michelangelo said the real work was in seeing where to chisel. And the actual chiseling was the easy part. I wonder if Jesus is saying something like that to Martha in the gospel. She is chiseling away, furiously cooking, serving, organizing, but she has not stopped to see. Mary, on the other hand, sits at the feet of the Master, allowing herself to see the form, the beauty, the truth hidden in the block of marble that is Christ. And Jesus reminds Martha just one thing is necessary. It's not that Martha's service is bad. It is that her eyes are not yet free to see the statue in the stone. Now, many of us are far more comfortable being Marthas. We equate busyness with importance. We measure our value by our productivity. But busyness, unchecked, can become a way of hiding from silence, hiding from the deep questions, hiding from sitting still long enough for God to speak. Martha wasn't wrong to serve, but if her service is fueled by anxiety and resentment rather than rooted in real listening, she is just chiseling blind. The call of this gospel is not to abandon service, not to despise hard work. The world needs Marthas, but our service must flow from the stillness of Mary. Only then does our activity become love, not resentment. Only then our service become a sacrament, not slavery. So perhaps the real invitation of this story is not be Mary instead of Martha. It's be Martha, but be Mary first. Learn to sit, to see, to listen, then rise and serve with joy. And if you ever get caught between the two, remember that single men's Bible study group. You may want Martha before supper and Mary after supper. But Jesus wants you to be both. A heart that listens and hands that serve. A soul that rests and a life that loves. And this is where today's feast, Our Lady of the Rosary, speaks so deeply into the story. Mary, the mother of Jesus, she is the perfect harmony of Martha and Mary of Bethany. She was contemplative, treasuring all things and pondering them in her heart. Yet she was also active, rushing to serve Elizabeth, interceding at Cana, standing steadfast at the very foot of the cross. And her life teaches us that listening and serving are not rivals, but partners in love. And the Rosary itself is this harmony made prayer. It is both work and rest. We speak and we listen. We move our lips when we recite the Rosary while our hearts gaze on Christ. The beads guide our hands while the mysteries guide our souls. And it is the school of Mary, where action flows from contemplation, and contemplation is grounded in love. Mary, Our Lady of the Rosary, pray for us.